Gary Schultz from Cyclone Custom. We've got the old AT4 GMC Canyon, and then we've got the brand new 2024 Ranger Raptor, which I just picked up. So we're going to do a little comparison here between them and show you the difference. Stay tuned. Be right back. Okay, so right away you notice that the Raptor here has got some more aggressive tires than the AT4 came with. Also, the AT4, that's plastic. The guard there is plastic. On the Raptor here, this baby, that's metal, man. It's heavy duty metal. I did notice in some online forums where they talked about the recovery hooks on the Raptor that they were behind a plate. This one came with no plate on it. It's just, they're just right out there. Now this is a 2023 AT4 that we had some real problems with. It had a transmission issue that was an ongoing issue. I had to go back and leave it to get fixed I don't know how many times. They never could get it fixed. It slipped between second and third gear. So on a cold start, it would always slip. Drove me nuts. It'd be like, whee, in between, you know. I mean, it was like you put it in neutral. The last time they had it, they kept it for almost 9 weeks. I think like a day short of 9 weeks. Finally, I invoked the lemon law, and they're taking it back. They're taking it back in a couple of days here, so I thought I'd do this video before we have to take it back. So let's do some more comparisons here. So just kind of staying with the front end. On the Raptor here, you notice we've got these LED projector headlights. And these things will move and aim around the corner when you're cornering. And then here's the camera in the center here. And it's got a little windshield washer wiper thing on there. So if you turn on the washers, it also washes the camera. On the AT4, here's the camera. It doesn't have that. Here's, it's got a single projector headlight on either side, and they do not turn around the corners. And then the fog lights, I don't know, I never really did figure out how the fog lights are supposed to work on this. You can't make them come on with the headlights. With the Raptor, you can. And I think every Ranger that has fog lights probably does too. It does have, the Raptor has parking sensors. You can see them in the bumper. The AT4 also has parking sensors. The Raptor has 360 cameras. You can see it right here. On the AT4, it's got a smaller camera pod, but works about the same. One thing with the Raptor, I'll show you on when we get inside. When you do use that camera, you put it in reverse or you hit the camera button, which is easy to get to. You can see the full 360, or you can change modes. In the AT4, I never used the camera because it was a pain to use. Now I added the mud flaps on this one. You can see the Raptor does not have mud flaps. I had to buy them from Ford, and they're like a couple $100 to buy either way. So, you know, it is what it is. The tonneau cover on the AT4 here I added. The Raptor does not have it. Normally this would come with a bed liner, which it didn't come with. The AT4 did come with a bed liner. I'm having a bed liner put in from Linex on the Raptor here. I don't know why they put Ranger on the tailgate. I mean, it is a Ranger Raptor, but you know, it's like, what? Really? So this is the exhaust on the AT4. This is the exhaust on the Raptor. So there's a few exhaust modes, and I put it in off-road mode there, which made it even louder. Kind of cool. The Raptor here has a 3.0 six-cylinder twin turbo engine. It's got a bunch of different modes. You can tune the exhaust to make it sound pretty cool. With the AT4, it has a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. I think it's 2.5 liter. I don't remember, to be honest. I'll look it up. And they spent a lot of time, GM did, to make it sound cool, and it does sound cool. It's, you know, and it's got a lot of spunk to it. The Raptor in sport mode has so much torque and so much spunk to it that it makes the AT4 look sick, to be quite honest. So that's a big reason to buy the Raptor. Now, price-wise, the AT4 was $50,000 for this one. When you add all the stuff I put on it, it was about $58,000. The Raptor was $57,500 because I got $1,000 off. Basically, it was $57,500. And then I do have to add the spray-in bed liner, the mud flaps, and tonneau cover, which is going to probably bring it up another, probably $3,000 or $4,000. So, but it's twice the truck that this AT4 is, to be honest. Let me tell you more about this lemon law thing. You have to go through the Better Business Bureau, and I'll put a link down below where to go to the Better Business Bureau to deal with or file a claim for the lemon law. But the way it works is, if you've had a cumulative repair where the dealer or the dealer has kept the vehicle for more than 4 weeks, cumulative, you can invoke the lemon law, and it has to be for the same problem, or if you've had to go back 4 times for the same issue to that dealer, you can also invoke the lemon law. The best situation is if you have both, which I had, was both. And so you need to have your receipts from every visit at the dealer, and it has to plainly state what they did and what the problem was. It took probably 6 or 7 weeks to get through it. They turned me down 3 times, and I said no. I had it for almost a year, and it slipped the whole time I had it. We're up here at Walser GMC. Our truck's been up here with transmission problems now for this is I think this is week 6 that they've had it. He says there's 1 part left that they need to get. It's also got air conditioner problems. The condenser is leaking, so they got a new condenser they ordered. I got a whole list of parts. It's like an $8,500 fix they got to do on this, and I'm pretty upset. Now the truck, the battery's dead sitting here. It's been dead, and it's been sitting in this one spot for most of that 6-week time period. And I went into the dealer, I think a total of 6 times. So I had 4 visits where I had documentation, and I had the final visit where they finally said, oh yeah, we found metal shavings in the transmission pan, so we're going to have to pull the transmission apart and figure out what's wrong with it and what's going on. I said, I want a new transmission. Nope, they wouldn't do that. They said they couldn't get one. They tried all over, they couldn't get a new one. I said, you've got Canyon sitting over there on the lot. Pull one out of one of those and get me back on the road. Nope, they wouldn't do that. So almost 9 weeks later, I got it back, jumped in, and it still slips and bucks, and so that's what's going on with the AT4. Now let's do some more comparisons. So one of the things I wanted to show you right away, with the AT4, there's not much room under the seat. It's just not obvious how you do this seat. And I've had this truck for almost a year. There's a little handle on the side here, and it goes up. And then you do the same thing on the other side, but you see they filled that whole thing up with the jack and stuff. I get this little space right here. But you can't fold the backrest down. So this is it, man. You get like nothing for storage, and this is permanent. Let me show you on this Raptor what they did. It's pretty cool. But I'm able to fit the dog crate in there because the seat folds down. I did have to take the headrests off, but you can fold that seat down and like strap it in with the seat belt, and there you go, man. I can put my dogs. I could put a huge cage in here for dogs too. So we're taking them to the kennel because we're going out of town for the holidays. So that's the reason we've got this in here, but pretty nice, you know. I love that. And then the seats do, the bottoms fold up too. I'll show you that in a minute here after. Are you guys going to the kennel? Huh? You're ready for the kennel? Boo-boo? Let's go to the kennel. Come on, girls. Let's go. Here we go. I'll have to help you in. That's pretty high up there. I'll get you up there, Trixie. There you go. Come here, boo-boo. Come here. I'll get you. Okay, so I was going to show you how these seats pull up. Put that up. My snow brush out of the way. And then it all comes up at once. And you get a little bit of room over there. I think there's more room on the driver's side than there is in the Canyon. Very little room here, but you know, enough to stow my toe straps and stuff. So I just got that little, and then to pull it down, it's just this one I already showed you. I'll take a look at these mirrors. There's the Raptor, and here's the Canyon. And you can see them both together. The one on the Raptor is much larger. And look at on the driver's side. There's no convex mirror on here. This is one of the other problems I had with this, was the mirrors. The lights, you know, that come on here to let you know somebody's in the lane never worked. So I put a little convex mirror after almost getting in an accident a few times. Okay, so we'll start out with the GMC here. This is a 2.7 liter turbo engine. It's got 310 horsepower and 430 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty good for a little four-cylinder. It's really peppy. I enjoyed driving it. And this thing, it weighs 4,600 pounds. The Raptor weighs 4,400 pounds. The Ranger with the four-cylinder engine weighs 4,200 pounds, so a little bit less on that one. There's an 8-speed automatic trans on this baby, the GMC. On the Raptor, it's got a 10-speed. All the Rangers with the 6s have the 10-speed on it. So one thing about this, let me just go through the engines. There's only one engine available for the Canyon, and that's that 4-cylinder Turbo Max. So it's you can buy the Ranger with a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with 270 horsepower, which is quite a bit less than the 310 horsepower that Canyon will put out. but it's still a pretty peppy truck. You can buy it with a 2.7 liter 6-cylinder engine. It's got quite a expensive upgrade, a few $1,000, but that'll get you to 315 horsepower. Now this one has the 3-liter twin turbo engine that'll give you 405 horsepower right from the factory at 430 foot-pounds of torque. And you can put a Ford Performance pack on here, which will increase it up to 450 horsepower. So that's pretty good. Pretty easy to take care of this stuff. You know, you got your windshield washer, you got your radiator overflow. So yeah, you know, not a lot to see here. Twin turbo though, it's kind of cool. Looks like there's plenty of room to get at stuff, you know, and I say that now, I'll probably be cursing it later if I'm working on it. But you look at this GMC, this is your fill for the windshield washers. Over here is the radiator overflow. You got to use their stuff. And then here's the brake, which looks just fine. Oil, yellow there. This one on the Raptor, you get the little LED thing, and you get the, you know, the big Ford logo that you only get on a Raptor. If you get the Ranger model, the grill's a little different. It's got the Ford logo here. So on this, you know, same thing, LED. So that's the specs on these two guys. Honestly, you know, I would have kept this GMC for the rest of my life. It was, you know, if it would have run good, I wouldn't have never complained, but it's been a problem. So off she goes. Loving the Raptor. I love to drive it. It's spunky, it's peppy, it's got power, it's awesome. Oh, here's one more thing. See the sliding window in the back there? It's manual on the GMC Canyon and the Colorados. It's a manual, old-fashioned, you know, slider. On the Rangers, they're all power. So one thing I noticed, the Canyon has this nice little step. I'm used to GM. I really like that side step. You don't get that on the Raptor. I mean, you got to put your foot all the way up to the top there. So it's a small thing, but I really like that about the Canyon. Another thing, there's really no recovery hooks on the back here. You can see there's some big ones on the back of the Raptor. So those are, you know, fairly small things. Here's another one. Man, I could see right into the bed here. Whatever I get, I'm going to have to put a seal in there. You cannot... This is sealed. I mean, this doesn't leak at all with this. I got a roll and lock cover on here from Real Truck, and it works perfectly. In fact, I think I'm going to put one on the Raptor as well. You can see, like, if you look across the beds there, you can see, you know, Canyon's up a little bit higher in the back, but they're really pretty similar. Height-wise, about the same. Length-wise, they're exactly the same. They're within an inch anyways, without looking it up. Let's jump into the AT4 here, and I'll show you some of the features on the inside. So, they get real nice upholstery here. This is all very nice, you know, window up, down. I love the dashboard, you know, beautiful. This is your light control, trailer towing. You know, it's really clean on the inside. Let's just jump in here. We'll see what it does. So when you first climb in, it's going to do that. GMC. And I'll start it up. Push button start. There's a lot of stuff telling me about a lot of things here on the dashboard. Parking brake is on. So here's the steering wheel. Okay, pretty basic. You know, you got your cruise control over here. You've got radio and voice, and You can change the dash around. One thing I never liked about this, in the dash, it stops right here on each side. You don't get the full width display in the AT4. You get it in the Denali and the AT4X, but you don't get it in the AT4. They discontinued the AT4X in 2025, so maybe the AT4 will have that now. So you can kind of see it's got Google Maps, which is nice, and you can say, hey Google, navigate to downtown Minneapolis. And it does
Central Minneapolis. Here we go.
Does very well. She does, like, voice commands, it does very well. It does not have HD radio. It just has standard radio. There's no HD. It does have Sirius XM, which I used to have on here, which I like. This is new. You can do a split display, radio on one side and map on the other. That's kind of nice. Here's your home button. Here's your switch for all the drive modes here. Tow haul mode, terrain mode, off-road mode. And then you can set it, for like auto here would put you in sort of like slippery mode. So it'll do four-wheel drive if it needs it. You got your seat heat and some of your heater controls for the defrost and so on. One thing I never liked was that damn it. Okay, there we go. Now we can see. Here's the headlights up here. It shuts off. And okay, so if I turn the headlights on like that, then they're always on. It's going to tell you, when you park, it's going to shut the vehicle off. It's going to beep at you and say, turn off the headlights. If you use that, there's your fog lights, right? But you can't, it keeps shutting off. It drives me nuts. I suppose but you can't have fog lights on at the same time as headlights. So I'll put it back in auto mode. And then it's got the dual controls here and stuff. It's a really nice truck. Delay wipers, adaptive cruise control works very well. It doesn't nudge you very hard back into the lane. Like, you got to steer this thing. So there's a few different dash options you can do. Nothing real great. Usually I leave it right there. Standard shifter, electronic parking brake here, a couple of cup holders. You can put your phone down in here. It's got a nice little bin here with a box that comes out that's pretty deep. Plenty of room. Give you a shot of the back seat. The front seats are very comfortable. This is AT4 here on it, It's a comfortable seat, man. These are cloth too. I didn't get the leather seat. The passenger seat is manual on this. So that's the AT4. I'm gonna shut it off here. It does have the keypad here. They give you a code. I got to change it to a code I can remember. On this one, when you touch it here, it unlocks. When you touch it here, it locks. And the mirrors fold in. I set that up. So, unlocked, and we can go in. You can see it does have seat memory. I never had that on the AT4. I think that's standard on this. I don't know on the other Rangers. So, let's start it up. I'll show you what it does. See if I can get both screens in here. So it's asking me for seat belts here. It's putting me back so my phone's connected in here. There's your Google Maps. So, yeah, it's got the Google Maps. It uses Alexa, and then it connects to your standard Alexa in your house. So we've got a few devices so we can turn lights off and on from the pickup truck. as we're coming home, or no matter where we are in the world, I can turn the lights off and on at my house and do other things that the Alexa app is connected to, like cameras and so on. So that's kind of cool. You get a 3-year subscription when you buy one of these, so it's not forever. You can see that the vents right away are up high, which I like. Instead of having them down here blowing in your face, they're up here, and they end up blowing through to the back between the seats, you know, which is what you want, right? There's always a problem. The Bang & Olufsen audio sounds great. There's the logo right there. Bang & Olufsen. It's awesome. Awesome sound. So in this display here, there's this, there's the radio, which I don't want to turn on because I'll get pinged. It is an HD radio for FM, which is nice. This is pretty easy here to switch where it's blowing. Here's the steering wheel heat right there. You've also got the steering wheel heat right there. Hopefully you can see that. It's pretty bright in here, but turn off my seat heater. You can do the temperature right there for either side. And then here's your radio volume. And you can also turn up and down the fan right there. So pretty simple controls. The shifter's a little weird. Took me a bit to get rid of it. It's got the manual button here, and then the paddle shifters up on the steering wheel are big, and they're big metal, so it's, they're robust. But the button here on this is on the end, and it's like just barely moves. Which is cool, but it's like, takes you a little bit to get used to that. So the steering wheel controls over here, again, all your cruise control. The adaptive cruise, this thing drives itself. You can basically let go of the steering wheel, but it doesn't like it when you do that because it has a sensor, and if you let go too long, it'll tell you to get your hands back on the wheel. It doesn't just keep you in the lane. I mean, it drives. You can go around curves and stuff, and it keeps it in the lane. It's pretty cool. So Raptor mode here, the R on this side, allows you to adjust the steering controls up here. You can see there's a few different modes. It's normal mode, comfort mode, which makes it more power steering, and then the last one is sport mode, which is almost like a manual steer, if you really want to feel the road, And then there's a control here on the steering wheel for the suspension dampening, normal, sport, and off-road. So each one of those modes, sport and off-road, makes it a little spongier. We did use that on a washboard dirt road the other day, and it really did smooth it out pretty nice. And then this mode here is for the exhaust, and you can see it up here in the dash. There's a few different modes for exhaust. Normal, sport gets a little bit louder. Off-road, it'll say do off-road use only. See the manual, so it's loud. And then there's quiet mode. So that's kind of cool. I like that. And then you can see there's a gauge pack up on top. There's not a lot of things you can change about this dash. There's a few things you can do, like you can see the driver's assistance. You can see how far you are from the person in front of you. There's trip odometers here, and then this is the fuel economy. And if I turn on the Raptor mode, it puts a little R in the back of the pickup there to show you that you're in Raptor mode, which is basically you've selected steering, suspension, and exhaust. So that's kind of the basic controls. It has delay wipe and all that. I mean, everybody has that now. Trailer braking is down here on your right knee. Over here is your normal good old-fashioned headlight control, which I love. Oh, here's a couple cool things here. It's got a spot for your sunglasses. And then this is the window in back. Let me just show you that because it's cool. Yay! You want that. And then this is really nice. You know, it's got the home link for your garage door, which is really nice to have. I had to Velcro a garage door opener into the AT4. And then you got, you know, the light up mirrors on both visors. Back seat of the Raptor. It's got some nice headrests. I don't know if this middle one is adjustable. Maybe it is. Yeah, it is. I can put that up. Notice that the lights are LED in here. And they're the daylight LEDs, which I like. You know, everything's pretty much black on the door panels. This is the passenger side. Seats got some nice bolsters. I mean, these things are huge. On the AT4, they're pretty flat. This really grabs you and holds you in, you know. Get the Raptor logo there. Power seat on the passenger side with the lumbar control. This is a phone charger down in here. And all this lights up. So check this out. Glove box. Glove box. And then you get a little shelf. So, and there's a light in here and a courtesy light in there so that you can have those on at night. Here's the pretty big center console. We got it full. So that's about it for the inside of the Raptor. So you can see the fenders on the AT4 over here. They stick out. And when you're looking over the hood in this, and you can't get up high enough to really see well and see this corner, I always felt like, you know, it's so wide. I always felt like I had to really wheel out around a corner because I couldn't see that side of the hood from sitting in the driver's seat. In the Raptor here, it's no problem at all, and it's wide. I don't think it's as wide as this. I don't know. I haven't looked up the specs on that. I'll do it. Functional vents here. Functional vents here. So hey, Gary Schultz from Cyclone Custom Trucks and Vans. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Love to hear your comments. I look at them all, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, we're over here at the GMC dealership, and we just got a check back for it, and so it's done. I'm dropping it off out of the garage, so this is great.